And we are underway for racing at the Northwest Regional Championship Regatta. Boats are moving. They're rocking. They're rolling. And we are looking at race 201A, the men's youth A final. Blah, 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 blah.
Are we on?
I don't think we're on yet.
Okay, so I can't hear you.
Me being silly. I can't hear you either.
Do we have a
I think this is us.
switch?
I don't know.
It's different
Different setup.
than, yes.
Should we be able to hear one? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I guess we're actually live. That was a warm-up run. So welcome to the Northwest Regional Championship Regatta, brought to you by US Rowing. We are so pleased to be here, streaming on overnight.com, bringing you all of these wonderful drone pictures. I am joined live by Whitney Powell, a wonderful commentator from down in California. Hi, Whitney. Great to see you.
You know, Jason, it's really great to be here. I could not ask for better water, better company, a better co-commentator, and I think we're going to have some really, really phenomenal racing today. I've heard from a lot of these teams up here on the banks, on the shore, and a little bit before racing, and we just have so much energy and so much excitement to be here today. And I mean, sitting at the finish line here, we just could not ask for a better venue and day, and water conditions. So I think we should talk a little bit about the conditions just very briefly while this race comes down, and then as soon as we can get some better placing, maybe pick them up.
That sounds great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we are riding along right now with the Men's Youth 8 final. This is the A final. We did our time trials yesterday, and gosh, I don't think that it could have been a more pretty day. These conditions are pristine. We have a slight tailwind mobbing at about 2 to 3 miles an hour, but it's negligible. Picks up a little bit towards the end of the race course, but the start is just absolutely pristine. And we see some great boats that are jamming along. We've kind of got a spear point wedge formation happening with our lanes right now. And just to orient you in TV land, if you're watching along on overnight.com, I'm going to try to assess who is where on your screen.
You know, let's be clear here. Give some lane assignments too. I'm not sure that we actually gave some lane assignments here while we were getting our sound up and running. But lane 1 is Lakeside School. Lane 2, Everett Rowing Association. Lane 3, Rose City. Lane 4, Sammamish. Lane 5, Green Lake. And Lane 6, Mount Baker. And it is looking right now like our leader, and again, as we kind of pull back here, we'll give you a little bit better view, but are we looking at Sammamish here?
So
in the lead?
Yeah, so in the orientation for our lanes, the lane closest to the bottom, I think, is lane number 1. Yeah, I think the lane closest, I think that's Lakeside at the bottom. So I think the one up at top is Mount Baker. So yeah, that's Lakeside. Everett, Rose City, I think, is in second. And I believe Sammamish is in the lead. Yeah, so I think Sammamish has open water by about a seat right now over Rose City. Rose City looks like they are just losing contact. They just lost a little bit more water as they enter the final 500 meters here. They're in those red buoys now. We can see them storming towards the line. A lot of really good sprint action here. Sammamish, just kind of speaking generally, is a massive dynasty. They have a lot of depth to their program. So their big boats have been performing all weekend. Their time trialing yesterday was quite impressive. And we're seeing that Sammamish is still holding the lead right now. And I'm pretty sure that they're going to get it. Rose City had that definitive second place. So it looks like it's going to be Sammamish and Rose City 1 and 2. And honestly, it looks like a race might be developing between Everett and Green Lake for third. Nope, I think that Everett definitely has third. The angle and the parallax was a little bit kooky at first, but I think that we've got Rose City in second, Sammamish in first, opening up water every single stroke. And you can see as they bring up their final sprint, Sammamish is just really well connected. Missing perhaps a little bit of water at the catch, but they're accelerating so smoothly through the drive and just sending that boat along. I also note a bucket. There's a bucket rig going on with Sammamish, and that's probably why they're in the lead. I say that tongue-in-cheek, of course. I'm just obsessed with bucket rigs. I think that they're beautiful. Bucket hats are also pretty fun, if anybody wants my opinions. It looks like Rose City also has a bucket rig, which is, obviously why they're medaling as well in silver. Just kidding. Okay, so that happened. We're seeing celebrations at the line. Sammamish with a victory in the men's 8 event. Whitney, any impressions from that race? I asked at the worst possible time. I looked over and my co-commentator was just enjoying a snack. And of course, my timing was brilliant.
Yeah, my apologies as we looked that up there. We want to make sure that we have our progression straight as well. So we do have 2 heats of the men's youth 8 here. So, I'm actually very excited to see what happens in the next heat, because after learning a lot of what I've learned about some of these crews, especially coming up Inglemoor, Bainbridge, and North Creek, as top 3 will move on to that grand final later on. I think it will be a very, very exciting race. Obviously, we know a lot of the big names: Sammamish, Green Lake, Baker, Rose City, Everett. We'll hear those names again and again and again, but very excited to see who will be rounding out that grand final a little bit later. So thank you for your patience there. Sorry you caught me right as I was grabbing my coffee, so we can keep the energy going so we can match it from the crowds on the shore here. I know we have a lot of energy on the shore.
All right, our drone is in the sky, and I just wanted to give a big shout out to our drone crew and the hardworking souls at both US Rowing and also our volunteers here at the race. It was so much fun getting to meet everybody. A little bit of history on my involvement. I've been involved in the Northwest Regional Championships for about 7 years. I've been announcing all of those, and we took a break during the pandemic, but every time that we come back here to this venue, it's really like kind of returning home. We've got such a beautiful community and a really nice culture of inclusivity and hospitality in the Northwest. And so rowing here feels really special, especially because this year Boys in the Boat dropped and kind of put Seattle a little bit more on the map in terms of just, popular culture and the attention of the nation and the media. So it feels pretty cool to be here this year. And I think that we just are witnessing the 8s going back into the beach. So here we've got our unofficial results there. Sammamish definitely took a definitive win, and a 6:04 at the youth level is pretty speedy. No doubt helped by the tailwind conditions here, but still, that was an impressive throwdown. And we'll be excited to see what Sammamish does with their season, potentially going to nationals down in Sarasota. All right, and we are about to go ride along with our next race, which is the B final of the Men's Youth 8 event. We've got 3 boats in this throwdown, featuring Inglemore in lane 3, closest to you at the bottom of the screen, followed by Bainbridge in lane 4, and North Creek High School in lane 5. And about 5 or 6 seats separating each of these crews from one another right now. Inglemore is located in North Seattle, kind of on the east side of Lake Washington, and a newer program that we've seen emerge here in the Pacific Northwest. There's been a lot of growth in programming, including Bainbridge, which was only brought to the fold, I think, 8 or 9 years ago. So North Creek as well. This is, I think, their second year competing at this regatta, and they're a new team. So this is really an exciting throwdown between 3 teams that have just started their tenure in the region. And it's really exciting that there is so much growth in the sport of rowing, and particularly in the Northwest, where there's a lot of opportunities to row. There's a lot of bodies of water. We can row year-round. Typically, none of these bodies of water freeze. So it's just, in terms of access and ability to row, this really is just a pristine setting. And looking at these conditions here today, you can kind of see why that might be true. It's Bainbridge, yeah.
It's so weird being flipped.
So Bainbridge with a clear and definitive lead right now, I believe, followed by Inglemore there at the bottom of your screen.
Yeah, I think you're right. And, we learned some really interesting things about Bainbridge Island Rowing Club. You will probably hear their name quite a few times. I know they've been around for quite some time. But fun fact, their coach actually helped found the Crash B Internationals, which is a very cool fun fact. I know we all love getting on the erg and doing some sprints on the erg there, but very cool fact that the Bainbridge Island Rowing Club Association coach helped actually found that and put that together, the world-renowned Crash Bees. People come from all over the place. But now we are seeing their 8 rowing very phenomenally here. Chase, I would love to know what you're seeing here that's actually pulling them off of our screen right now into the lead so far. Some might call that a horizon, but we're seeing some really, really beautiful rowing here. A lot of really nice catches. They look very long, very loose, and it's really working for them here as they take the lead and start to walk away as we come into those red buoys and into the finisher chute. Again, very good lead here. As soon as we can get a little bit of a better camera angle, we will see them crossing the line here if you're watching the screen now. But really beautiful, long, loose rowing. We'll see what kind of sprint they decide to throw down in the last 200 meters.
Yeah.
And there they go.
Always fun to watch the youth excitement in the boat. I think they're all connected and doing the same thing together. I think that, unfortunately, there's a dip of the hands kind of consistently across this boat that we're watching here. And that's just kind of the nature of learning how to row is where you control your hands in space. And sometimes when the hands get dipped towards the catch, it's to create room for the blade to get squared up. So moving from the feather to the square can be a little bit tricky. And here we see, I think, North Creek just about to cross the finish line for a definitive 3rd in this B final for the Men's Youth 8 event. Super fun and exciting, and we love these silhouette shots. It's just such a gorgeous morning here. We've got a wonderfully textured tapestry of clouds above us and just billowy, beautiful mountains arrayed in clouds off to our eastern horizon where the sun has come up. And the birds are singing, the nature is popping. It's pretty cool. This Vancouver Lake is mostly park, and so it's protected and has just a lot of natural beauty here today.